Hey, 4th and 5th grade, happy Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and look at rounding decimals today. We're going to be looking at rounding them to the nearest tenth. And then if we have time, we're going to look at finding quotients and then rounding them to the nearest hundredth too, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at rounding some to the nearest tenth. So if I have, let's see, 2, and I divide it by 0.24. Okay, 2 times what gets me to 0? Excellent job, 0. So I'm going to put my 0 down here, and I'm going to bring my decimal up top. I'm going to bring this 2 down. 2 times what gets me to 2? 1. Awesome job. And I'm going to subtract 2 here and bring down this 4. 2 times what gets me close to 4? 2. Absolutely. All right, now I'm at 0. So what I need to do in order to round to the nearest tenth is I'm going to look at my number that is in the tenths place. All right. Now, just like when we round whole numbers, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the number next door. All right. If it's 5 or more, we raise the score. If it's 4 or less, let it rest. So I'm going to look at 2. Is 2 4 or less, or is it 5 or more? Good job. 2 is 4 or less. So you are going to keep that the same. You are going to let that 1/10 rest. So if I were to round this, it would just be like that, 1/10, okay? Now, what if I have, what if I have 6 divided by 0.6 and then 12. Ooh, I've got a decimal that goes all the way over into the thousandths. All right, 6 times what gets me to 0? 0, perfect. And I'm going to bring that down here. And then, of course, I'm going to bring my decimal back up top to the top of my house. Great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring this 6 down. 6 times what gets me to 6? Absolutely. Okay, but I'm not done. I got to keep going until I'm finished. 6 times what gets me to 1? Great job. 0. And I'm going to put a 0 here. And then I'm going to bring down my 2. 6 times what gets me to 12? 2. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to finish this off here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and round this decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and erase all of this so I don't get confused by anything. Okay, so if I have 0.102, then I am going to go ahead and try to round this to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to look at the digit that is in my tenths place, and then I'm going to look at the number that's right there, right next door. So that's 0, absolutely. Now 0 is less than 4, so we're going to let it rest. So if I were to write this, I would write 0.1. I'm not going to make that a 2. I'm not going to go up one more. Okay, I'm going to let it rest. So this would be my answer if I needed to round it to the nearest tenth. All right, but what if we look at it and we want to round in the hundredths, let's say. All right, let's look at this one. What if I have 8 divided by 13? Wait a minute, Miss Cantrell, you don't have a decimal there. That's okay. I want everybody right now to go ahead and open up your textbook to page 59, your 5B textbook, okay? All right. 8 times what will get me close to 1? Nothing, right? So I can go ahead and look here next door. 8 times what will get me close to 13? Great. just 1. So I'm going to put a 1 up here above my 3 because that's the last digit that I worked with. So it goes right on top of it. 8 times 1 is 8. Good. 13 minus 8, everybody? Great. 5. Okay, so last year you might have put 1 with a remainder of 5. Except what we know how to do, and I did introduce this to you a little bit last year as well in 4th grade, is we are going to then put a decimal right here. And then what do we put here in the 10th place, guys? It acts as a placeholder. Excellent, 0. So I'm going to go ahead and bring 0 down. All right, now we can get close to this. What is 8 times, 8 times what gets me close to 50? 8 times 5, that's 40. Can I get closer? 8 times 6, what could we do? Okay, yeah, I think 6. So let's go ahead and put a 6 here. Oh, look what I need to do though. I need to bring my decimal up. Don't forget that. All right, 8 times 6 is 48. Excellent job, guys. And if you take a look in your textbook, this is what we're working out in the gray box up at the top next to the boy that's saying divide to 3 decimal places. Then round the answer to the nearest hundredths. Okay, so let's keep going. 50 minus 48. Okay, this is going to give me that. Here's a 10. Okay, 10 minus 8 is 2. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add another 0 until I can make it all the way to 0. Okay, 8 times what gets me close to 20? 5, no, that's too much. 3, still a little too much. What about 2? 8 times 2? Yeah, 16. Perfect. What's 20 minus 16, guys? 4. And I'm going to add another 0. Ooh, this is a lot of zeros today. Okay. 8 times what gets me to 40 now? Ooh, that's good. Okay. Good job, guys. 5. 40 minus 40. Am I all the way at 0 now? Yes, I am. So that means that I'm good to go. Now, my question says, go ahead and round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, remember from our last ones that we did, this is a tenths. So is that the one I'm going to look at? No. I'm going to move over to the hundredths. Okay, the hundredths. Now, I am going to look next door. Is that 5 more than 4? Okay, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Okay, that's a 5, so I've got to raise this number up by 1. I need to add another hundredth because in my thousandths here, I have a 5 or more. So if I were to write this, rounding to the nearest hundredth, I would write, I'm going to get rid of all this for us. Boop, boop, boop. This would then become 1.63. Okay, so that would be 1 decimal place, 6 tenths, and then 3 hundredths. Okay, so that is going to be your what you're going to round to. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 20 in your textbook. Okay, so look at number 20 on the bottom of the page. Your page looks like this. Okay, look at 20. All right, so I have 4 divided by 0.72. I'm going to go ahead and do my long division here to find my decimal. So I'm going to bring my decimal place right here. 4 times what gets me to 0? Excellent job, 0. Okay, I'm going to put that there. All right, bring down my 7. Okay, 4 times what gets me close to 7? Excellent. Can I go to 2? No, I'm going to go to 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. So I'm going to subtract there. 7 minus 4, guys. 3, excellent. bring down my 2. 4 times what is 32? 8, good job. 32, 0 and 0. Am I going to have to add another 0 over here? No, I'm not, because I'm already at 0. I don't have any remainders today. So we're going to go ahead and take a look, and it says round each quotient to the nearest 10th. So let's practice with that. I'm going to take a look at my 10th, boop, boop, and then I'm going to look at the number that's next door. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So is 8 5 or more? Yes, it is. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the number in our tenths, and we're going to raise the score. So we're going to add a tenth to that. So we are no longer going to have 1/10. We're going to have 2/10. Okay? So you could either keep it as 0.2 or 0.20. Those are the same decimals. They show the same thing. They both show 2/10, okay, even though you have a 0 there. All right, what I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to try number 21 on your own. Go ahead and pause the video. Great job, guys. I can tell you worked really hard. Let's go ahead and put our 8 on the outside, and then we're going to put our 7.56 decimal on the inside. And now I'm going to go ahead and bring my decimal up here on the top. 8 times what will get me to 7? Good job, 0. Okay, double check your work, guys. Make sure you're comparing it to what I'm getting. And if you miss little pieces, that's okay. Just follow along and see maybe where we messed up and what we can do better next time. So 8 times 0 is 0. And then I'm going to do 7 minus 0 there and bring down my 5. Okay, so this is pretty big. 8 times what will get me to 75, or at least pretty close? What do you think, guys? Okay, let me do this. What if we have, a 9? What do you guys think? What did you write down? Good job. All right, let's go ahead and put a 9 here. 8 times 9 is... Good, 72. All right, so 75 minus 72. We're going to do this one here. 5 minus 2, 3, 0, and then bring down my 6. 8 times what gets me to 36? 4. Outstanding. Oops, sorry, guys. 32. I was thinking about 9. 6 minus 2? 4, 0. Okay. Do I have a 0 here? No, I don't. So I've got to keep going, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring down my 0. 8 times what gets me to 40? 5. Good job. Okay, now am I good? Absolutely. Okay, and our instruction said round each quotient to the nearest tenth. So here's my quotient, my answer to my division problem. And I'm going to rewrite it over here, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and round it to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to look at my tenth, and then I look at my neighbor. I look next door to the right. Is this 5 or more? Don't look at this one. Is this one 5 or more? No, it's 4 or less, so we're going to let this one rest. So we are just going to keep it at 0.9, okay? Now, let's say I had asked you to round to the nearest hundredth. What would that look like? Go ahead and try that on your board. Okay, so I'm going to look at the hundredth, and then I look next door. Is this 5 or more? Yes, it is. So we would raise the score. We would add 1/100th to this place right here. So we would have 0.95 if we were rounding to the nearest hundredth, which is this place value. Okay, it didn't ask for that, but I was just giving that as an example. All right, last one together here, guys. Go ahead and take a look at number 22. We have 4 divided by 9. Go ahead and try that on your own on your boards. Okay. 4 times 2, right? Uh-oh, I've got to add something. Do I have a decimal here already? No, but I know next to every whole number here, next to the ones, I'm going to have a decimal, so I'm going to put that in both places before I forget. Okay, what do I need to add here? Excellent. We're going to add a 0 as a placeholder and bring that down. 4 times what gets me close to 10? 4 times 2. Outstanding. 10 minus 8? 2. Add another 0. Bring it down. Keep going till you get to 0. Oh, we can do that one, right? 4 times 5 is going to give me 20. Okay, so we have 2 ones, 2 tenths, and 5 hundredths. All right, and our instructions say to round each quotient to the nearest tenth. So here's my tenth, and then I'm gonna look next door at this guy, at my neighbor. Is that 5 or more? Yes, so I'm gonna raise the score. So this would become 2 point what? Excellent, 2.3, okay? This is what it would look like if I were rounding. Okay, what I would like for you guys to do today on your own is I would like for you to flip the page and look at Student Textbook B, 5B, and I want you to look at page 60, okay? All right, today I would like for you to do numbers 23 through 25, and then I want you to come back and I want you to check your work. I'm not going to give you too much today to do on your own because I want to make sure you're really understanding this with rounding, okay? All right, come back and take a look at this video to see the answers. Absolutely. Okay, great job, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to practice a little bit more with rounding because I know rounding can sometimes be a little bit confusing. But just remember what our riddle is. 4 or less, let it rest. Good job. 5 or more, raise the score. Awesome job. Okay, go ahead and do those and make sure you've got those right, and I will see you tomorrow for math. Bye, guys.